Hello, welcome to Viewertown podcast, episode 9, the Otakon one. I'm SorrelSouffle, the VTuber.
The VTuber.
Yeah,
Oh man. Would you like to introduce the rest of us? SorrelSouffle, the VTuber?
I'm joined by Strategos Lucianus, another
Hello.
VTuber,
A DJ VTuber.
Oh my
a
god. the
DJ
VTubers took over the fucking-
VTuber, and I'm also joined by AirplaneGorilla and Mightygerm.
Hello.
You guys know them already.
See, this is what happens when we let VTubers take over the podcast.
You let this happen.
The age of the viewer is over, old man.
Oh
Yeah.
god. I guess it is. So welcome everyone. Welcome back to Viewertown. Episode 9. We're going to be talking about Otakon and our recent collaboration with Sorrel for the how to make it as an independent VTuber panel. And just like generally talking about the con and our experiences and normal Viewertown bullshit.
Yeah, if you haven't seen Sorrel's panel, that's available on our YouTube.
Please
Please
on
like and
YouTube.
subscribe. Please, I'm begging you.
If you want to abandon viewerhood and become a VTuber, check it out.
Or if you like,
don't. I mean,
or yeah, if you want reasons not to do that, please also check it
Yeah.
out.
It's a very nice panel because it worked both ways.
Yeah, I had to make sure that was like an important thing to add in. That wasn't like in the original, like the way. And I'll let Sorrel tell the full story, but like Sorrel basically made the entire panel. I just basically kind of, edited and proofread it and stuff like that.
All me.
Yes, all you. But one of the things I did add in particular was the pros and cons panel, especially the cons to becoming
Yeah.
a VTuber.
So to preface this, I wasn't there, but these three guys were there at the con. So just let people know that.
We'll drag airplane to a con sooner or later.
Yeah, maybe. Hopefully later.
Hopefully later.
There's like no cons left in.
Next
Airplane, we
year,
should book-
2023, we'll make it happen.
If we go to Offkai
but- well,
airplane, we can book seats
I was gonna
next to
say
each
that
other
I
on
did
the
like
plane.
that you guys were doing like a kind of like comedic spin to the panel.
Oh yeah, that is something that was added in as well. Like the disclaimer on the first page, and like the max headroom thing by Sorrel was just a awesome idea to just have it not be as serious, because we really didn't know what we were talking about.
Well, making it less serious definitely gets people's attention a lot more.
Right. We can't make it dry as a freaking doorknob. This is Otakon. Like, in it, I mean, it's kind of just like panel making presentation things 101, right? We're not at like the international conference of VTubers, so it doesn't need to be.
That's
all
next
things.
year.
That's all. Yeah, definitely next year. So Sorrel, like, since you basically started the whole thing, like, what made you, what compelled you to do this? The panel.
I think I saw that like Offkai was gearing up, and I knew that I wouldn't be able to go to Offkai 2022 specifically, and like I go to Otakon, and I haven't gone to an anime convention since the coronavirus appeared. So I decided like, hey, let's look into doing a panel for this Otakon thing. And I found out, as it turns out, that if you do panels, you get free passes, which is pretty cool. That's a big buff to do panels.
I genuinely can't believe that they accepted you still.
I don't know why they wouldn't.
He was one
I
of
would
two
argue
VTuber
that I
panels.
am more qualified than the
Yeah, I
average
think that-
person because I have experience in the thing I'm doing, and it's not just like a thing I have an interest in, and I'm like some guy. Not to say that there's anything wrong with doing a panel when you're like that. That's like equally valid in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, fan panels are a big part of conventions.
Yeah, the average panel is literally like some person who really likes a show.
Well, I'm also gonna say that I can't believe you got like a prime time slot.
Oh,
That
was
was
luck.
all luck. Yeah, I expected the panel to be at like 11 p.m. and like no, or like some like really early morning slot.
10
Yeah.
a.m. on Friday.
11 p.m. on Sunday when everyone has gone. yeah. Yeah, so we weren't expecting because we went to like the other VTuber panel and we weren't really expecting that many people to show up. And oh boy, we were wrong.
We filled
Blew
the
your
room.
mind.
We filled the room.
Yeah, so this room was like, how many people do you say was in that room?
It was I counted 50 in the line, so it had to be close to 100 at least.
Yeah, it looked like
You know,
about
how
100-ish.
many people
I've
does,
tried to-
do those rooms have like a thing that says like how many people can be in it?
They don't, because you can adjust there's like the rooms have like those big slidey thingies so that you can make it into one mega
Okay.
room. I think they do anyway.
Yeah, there's a bunch of panel rooms like right next to each other, so they could like in theory merge them. But yeah, there's no hard limit, but there were the Otakon staff that would that
I think there is a
they
hard
like stopped
limit.
letting people
There
in.
is a fire marshal like limit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
stopped letting
they
people in.
would. I was in the back watching, and as soon as someone would leave, they would allow someone else in. So there was a hard limit.
Standing room only. There's a queue, literally a waiting list
100.
for the
So
Viewertown panel.
you're telling me you got 100 CCV?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
kind of like that's my partner push. No raids.
Yeah, no raids.
Just the all natural, no raids, no bots.
Oh, we might have viewbotted it a little bit.
And you
If
got the
only a
bro
little.
treatment a little bit, like 10 bro treatments.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, so we've confirmed that the entire panel was just a ploy for Sorrel to get a free ticket to Otakon.
No, I just wanted to have something to do. I thought it'd be fun. That was just a bonus.
Which I think, and like I used to go to Otakons a lot, like back in the say like 2005,
Back in the early 80s.
back in the early Paleolithic, but I hadn't been to one in like 10 years. I haven't been to one since they were in Baltimore. Going to one was, and especially this one, which was packed, like literally what, like over 40K people.
Yeah, they broke the record by at least 8K, I think. Might
Which
have been
for
more than that.
yeah, for the record, way too many.
It wasn't too many. It's just that they didn't manage the crowds very well. And so all the choke points, which there are a lot of choke points, ended up being a crowded mess. There's this big, I want to use the word promenade. It's probably the wrong word, but like it's in front of where the gaming hall is, and that's where like a lot of the through traffic goes. And people like they didn't like stop anybody from like doing photo shoots and stuff in the middle of there, which made the congestion in that area like really bad. Even because there's like 1,000 people in this small tiny space.
Mm-hmm.
And they just didn't do anything to make it less awful other than saying, well, nobody can come up this escalator.
Anime Expo had like similar problems with too many people. So I think they were just not prepared for people coming back from like COVID era.
Yeah, this is my first post-COVID big con, so I don't know if it's like this is just like the reality now.
Yeah, there's probably a lot more.
That's
There's
probably
probably
the
a
case.
lot more people going just because they wanted to go. They haven't gone to a con in such a long time.
A lot of new baby zoomies.
Yeah, you would see that with other stuff when COVID was
Yeah.
letting down. You'd see a lot more people out than normal.
Next, like if
Yeah.
it's like this next year, then there's, I guess that's just how it is.
Yeah, like, and I don't see. There are ways to mitigate it, but I think like fundamentally, it's just it's just a lot of people, and they would have to like design the entire flow. Like, I don't think the con was laid out in a way that was optimal for the amount of people.
they
But
honestly-
again, I don't really.
Not just the building though. That's
They,
not even,
they
like,
honestly
on
probably
staff's
just
fault.
ran regular procedure, thinking it was just going to work again.
Um,
Do you think they'll cap it next year?
no,
We're in America, and it's all about making
Yeah,
money.
I
Baby.
mean,
There's no
why
such
would
things as
they?
caps here.
If
just made Otacorp as a
nobody
nonprofit company.
died, so
What the hell are we sure?
we don't know that. We don't know that.
We saw several
Well, the thing is,
ambulances there.
Yeah, there was
Well,
a
the thing
lot
is,
of
we don't know
ambulances,
that,
dude.
but then that means they can get away with it.
But yeah, I think I don't know. Like, part of me is like the large con experience may be too different from what I'm like used to and most comfortable with, because it just seems to be kind of like growing without end, where it just becomes. I don't know. I liked. I'm gonna go back in my day. I liked the cons where you could just like hang out with people and talk to random people. I got like a little bit of that, like Offkai, and even like the older cons I went to, but this one I never felt like I could just
But
like
it's just a bit. That's just how
start a
it is with
conversation
big
with random
cons.
people.
Like if I go to like my local
Yeah.
con, which was just like one big room, you could talk to anybody you want.
Yeah, and maybe
Just
Anybody?
anybody. Like, I talked to like a guy running a PlayStation, like he was like a PlayStation representative.
Tom
No,
Cruise
he was like
there?
a PlayStation representative, and I just talked to him for like 2 hours.
Mm.
Trying to get free shit.
Yeah.
It's like any
Yeah.
event, though. If you're willing to talk to somebody, usually they talk to you.
Good
Mhm.
place to network. Good place to network is conventions.
Yeah, but definitely it's easier to network on small ones than the big ones. Because the big
Hmm.
ones, like I just feel like we spent so much time either in line.
Yeah, I felt kind
Traveling.
of bad when you guys were like
Yeah.
just blogging about how long the line is and how hot it is, and I'm like, I'm kind of glad I'm not there because
That was a skill issue. If you didn't have a bag, you got expedited.
I had to have that laptop for the
I had to have a bag because
Well,
I
it was a
needed
skill
to
issue because
carry
you
my
had
junk around.
You had the presenter badge, and you could have line skipped. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, we
Look,
could have.
we
We
coulda-
actually
we-
got to towards the end on Saturday. Like there was like a staffer who noticed that we had the badge and said, "You guys come with me."
Yeah, that guy was a total bro.
Absolute legend. They didn't even. I didn't get bag checked a single time, which is odd.
Was it? Yeah, it's weird. Like
They
apparently
talk about like the
for
bag line,
checking,
and then
but
they don't
like
bag check you.
yeah, I don't know what's going on, but I don't know. Maybe my enjoyment of it was just colored by the fact that I was basically just there for VTuber stuff. Since I don't really watch that much anime anymore.
yeah, that's the other thing.
And
When
I
I
am.
went to like the there's like also another local like anime con, but I don't really watch anime or read manga at that time, so there was just nothing to do.
Yeah, it's supposed to like. 'Cause I was like hoping I could find some like more like older anime stuff, and there just wasn't that as much of it as I would have liked or expected. But again, I'm not like the target audience for this, so I'm not.
Yeah, I
like,
didn't see that much Astro Boy stuff either.
Now listen, you.
I thought he was serious.
Instead, I spent my days in the dealer's room, sipping on gamer subs and going to the Fortnite bus. My days at Otakon.
Bro subsisted entirely on gamer
Like,
subs free samples.
damn, gamer subs. They cornered
DM us.
Otakon.
Twitter.com.
No, dude, this is a
SorrelSouffle.
Rogue Energy podcast.
Rogue Energy.
Rogue Energy.
Unless you're getting money, this is anybody's fucking podcast.
Yes. Are you just like rattling off all of them and sponsor? Oh man. But yeah,
Have
like
you
all
ever
these.
wanted to learn another language? You guys should check out this app, Duolingo.
Oh man, we're definitely not doing this unless we're getting paid. Come on now, have some dignity. But yeah.
I'll refrain from my Adderall.
Oh, we didn't talk about you, Lucy. Like, what made you come to Otakon? Since you weren't like directly on the panel.
I just wanted to hang out, dude. It's
based.
cool. Yeah, I just wanted to hang out. I mean, as a male VTuber, you know, there's not much risk, and if someone wants to do something to you, just confide them, you know. So whatever.
Whoop 'em.
Just square up.
Yeah, exactly. You just square up. Like, what are you gonna do? If you're really trying to do something to me, you're gonna do it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we can just fight it out.
We should have sparred to see which one of us is like cooler.
Please, man. The doctor said I shouldn't stress my old bones too much.
Wait, you're
man.
old?
Sorrel. But yeah, speaking of which, yeah, like I said, we went there mostly for VTuber things. There only being like one other actual VTuber panel and some like kind of adjacent stuff. There's like a sort of like a VR, like 3D avatar one.
There's an idol performance by someone who VTubes.
Mm-hmm. And it was just
There's pretty low representation on the East Coast for
It was kind of
VTubing.
odd. It was really weird to me that there was so little rep.
Yes, because definitely there's way more like AX. Because I was thinking like more like AX had like a ton of corporate presence, had announcements, had more VTuber stuff going on, and then Otakon had almost no like corporate presence whatsoever.
Yeah,
I think a lot of
it's not like it's small either.
Otakon has had lots of corporate presence in the past. Like they've had Funimation, Sentai Filmworks, Crunchyroll. They've had like them up in there. This year they only had Discotheque Media and like gamer subs for like industry type stuff. Um,
Oh yeah, I was talking specifically
I
about like VTuber industry, but like even general
yeah,
industry.
it was kind of an odd experience for that because in the past, like a couple years ago, they had this like Funimation or Crunchyroll booth or whatever, and it was like this huge like dojo. It was awesome. They had like Shenron hanging from the ceiling and like life size Goku statue, but they didn't have any of that this year.
You think it
I
was
think
like a
it's
COVID
because
thing, or
no, I'm pretty sure it has to do with either a policy change on the behalf of the convention center or uh, uh, the companies just decided that it'd be worth more of their resources to send it to stuff like Anime NYC or whatever.
You guys didn't really talk about when you guys were like talking about being there. I didn't. Who were like the biggest people that were there?
Trigger.
Studio Trigger, Maria Ize, and Toshio Furukawa.
can't believe you're forgetting Kaho Shibuya.
Oh, and Kaho Shibuya.
Yeah.
But I didn't know who she was until I saw her on the guest list.
Yeah, she's a.
Ah,
yeah. Oh.
Sorrel.
Well,
It's too
well, I
young
mean,
of
I
a
don't really
person.
like her. You shouldn't check her stuff out. Honestly, there's better ones.
Yeah,
but-
it just felt to me that like AX was just like
Yeah, I think everyone got tired.
more exciting.
Everyone got
Yeah.
tired from AX. Plus, there was like a few cons happening at the same time, so it was just
Yeah, there was like 3
yeah,
cons
it was kind
happening
of
that weekend.
weird. Because I know like FaZe Connect went to Anime Revolution, which is in Canada.
Oh yeah, that's what it was called.
I think like a bunch of people were also there as well.
They're just having freaking. There's too many cons. Complete saturation now.
Yeah.
But it's probably more worth it for them to go to the small ones too. Like I can't imagine like even like the cost for a booth or something at Otakon has to be massive.
Yeah, I think if you're trying to, I think it was smarter for FaZe Connect to go to that con just because in a smaller con, people are probably more willing to like really have a lot more retention on stuff like that. Plus, nobody complained about that con, so I guess everything went smoothly.
Or are you just like, did you look for complaints?
No.
Do you guys actually want to know the cost of Otakon booths?
Sure.
The information is like public. That's not something they hide. The booth rate for this year was $1,200 for all booths, with an additional $400 charge on the corner, whatever that means.
Like, it's literally like corner stall.
I assume that means like the edges of the rows, not like the literal corner of the room. Dealers may be in a maximum of 2 locations. I think this is kind of a weird thing, and I think that means that they can take like 2 spots next to each other.
Yeah.
For 1,200 or for 2,400, which I don't know how that compares to other events, but that is a lot of money.
I think if you're like selling stuff with a markup, I mean that's easy. You make that back, no problem.
Yeah, you should definitely make that back at the con if you are actually selling stuff.
Yeah, but if you're not, and there was a fair amount of booths there that were either just advertisements for other cons or other like things.
I think those aren't the same.
Those aren't the same. Okay.
Like the Japanese embassy, like it's invited there. They had like one of those booths. And I think same with like KatsuCon. I think they're just like there. They might pay a little bit if it's like Katsu, but I don't think it's the same as a merch booth because there's no way they would make that money back.
Right. How much
If
do
he's
you
gonna
think
buy stuff from the
Fortnite?
Japanese embassy booth
How much do you think the battle bus cost?
to put it in there,
Yeah.
you probably DM them on Twitter. It wasn't official Fortnite or anything. It's just some guys who made a battle bus.
Wait, it wasn't official. It was just some
No.
dudes.
No, some guys just did a bus cosplay.
Oh my god.
It's like an actual bus, dude.
I'm just like my brain is like melting because I thought it was like so
They had-
elaborate. I thought it had to be
In
sponsored at some
2019,
level.
they had like a Fallout van.
Man, that changes everything.
I don't know if
Well-
it was the same group or not.
Well, the Fallout stuff was right next to the battle bus.
No, but there was like a whole ass van though.
Yeah. Plus they were like selling like Italian ice out of the van
Yeah,
at a reasonable price, all things considered.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, how was the con food?
The chicken tenders didn't really look like chicken tenders. They looked like chicken fillets.
You could spend $15 for some tendies
Classic. I think
and a fries. I mean, which is like normal. It's just like this is expected. I mean, it was con food.
It was marked up concert food, but hey, I got some Firehouse. It was good.
Yeah, it was marked up. It wasn't like bad or anything. It's just like an incredibly high markup is all con food. But I guess it's like doubly bad because you couldn't it took so long to get in that you didn't want to leave, right? It's not like you could leave and go to the Capital Burger or something, right? Otherwise, you get back in line for an hour.
Well, you guys did leave though, right?
That was on Friday
Okay.
when there
Yeah,
was
on
less
Friday it
people.
wasn't. Yeah, Friday wasn't bad. Saturday was horrendous.
Yeah.
Like way worse. And plus, we like often are we just when we left for the day, we would eat.
We literally walked in on Friday at like the same time that we got in on Saturday.
Right. Plus, we had like pre-regged, so we didn't really have to do anything.
Yeah.
Then we spent like 3 hours trying to collect everyone. A lot of that part was just like getting everyone, because like the areas of the con become so congested that you couldn't even like navigate at times.
It wasn't even that bad on Friday.
Yeah. Which is
Like
weird.
on
I don't know.
Friday, the one of the big like differences between Friday and Saturday for me is the hallway that goes to the artist alley and the dealer room. There's a huge line on Friday up to noon when the dealer room opened, and after that, like within 15 minutes, it was gone, and like there was no congestion there for the rest of the day. On Saturday, it was like a hellscape all day.
Oh man.
Don't understand why. But
It's because all the people who didn't pre-reg finally came in on Saturday.
I guess
probably.
that's it, because it just seemed like there was like twice as many people on Saturday, and that's the only thing I can think of. But yep.
Saturday
can still
is usually like the D-Day for the con anyways.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, if they're not going for the full week, they're definitely going Saturday.
Yeah, they all came just for the panel. We appreciate you, bros.
Big ups to everyone at the panel.
Speaking of which, so the panel itself, we basically, and I don't know what happened with Sorrel was in there for like the K-pop panel that preceded ours. And I was just
Yeah, for
hanging-
Pixie.
for
They're
Pixie.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't you like interact with a bunch of them on Twitter or something?
I interacted with a bunch of Pixie fans on Twitter. Pixie did not interact.
Are they big?
I think they're a smaller K-pop group with very devoted fans.
Okay.
They seem nice.
Mhm.
But like Sora was like
Did-
hiding
did you-
inside the
did-
room. I was outside just like growing in despair as the line grew longer and longer.
Do you check out any of their music?
Oh, I keep forgetting to. I forget to listen to music unless I'm literally made to listen to music.
Yeah, that's fair. I only
Like,
ever listen to music when I'm at work.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's just not
Are you
something I
gonna,
think
are you just
to
gonna
do.
sit and take this, Lucy? These music heathens.
For me, music
I'll
is an
just
activity.
talk to people who are educated in music, you know,
Whatever, dude.
instead of these plebeians.
Whatever, dude.
My
You act
ADHD
like
is really
you act
bad.
like you don't just listen to music randomly.
Oh man.
Hmm.
So I went and found somewhere. Also, it was like it's horrendous. It's hard to find somewhere to sit, right, with so many people. But I went and found somewhere to sit and finish up the presentation. Get back.
Yeah, how close?
Oh, you made
How
changes?
close was that?
I mean, how close was what?
Like, were you still rushing to do things on Saturday?
It was done. We spent what, like a couple hours in the morning on Saturday, and then I spent like an hour before the panel.
We spent 6 hours on it in the morning.
60. Oh god, it just
'Cause I
all
remember
started to blend
I woke up
together.
at like 6 a.m. and I went downstairs.
I was already
stayed at his
grinding.
house, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're Germ House Squad.
Yeah, it's like a VTuber hype house, but there are only like 2 VTubers there.
Yes.
Wait, three.
Oh no, my house has been sullied. It'll never be safe for viewers again.
No amount of cleaning will remove the chuba stain from your house.
Right. But I was mostly like testing the convention center Wi-Fi and seeing if I could play the videos and stuff like that without it breaking. All for naught, apparently, because I had to redo it when I got up on stage anyways.
Worked out.
Yeah. But we didn't, I don't know if like there's supposed to be like, we're supposed to get like a con, like go for someone to tell us what to do. But there was basically, before the panel started, we're just like, just waiting. Then I go up in there, flash the badge, and we talked to the audio guys, kind of run us through just like setting it up. But in terms of actually running the panel, that was, it's basically, do what you want, right?
I'm pretty sure once 10 minutes had passed or something from when Pixie had left, I just kind of just walked up on stage. I don't think I asked or anything.
Yeah, just got up there.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was your time. What are they gonna do?
Yeah.
What are they gonna do?
Yeah, but you could also been just like a random person.
Don't worry, I
Technically.
got the presenter ribbon. I'm the guy.
Yep. So we set up the, we go up there, set up the audio and the video and everything like that. Just watch everyone filter in, it being a literal packed house. Our boys in the line making fun of us the entire time.
Oh yeah, that must have been fun for the peanut gallery to like.
Oh, it was.
Yeah, to
was.
watch.
We're like, wow, there's way more people than we ever expected here.
Turns out a lot of people want to become VTubers. Who would have known?
Yeah, definitely would.
I did. That's the point.
Side story: me and another guy almost thought we were going to be late to the panel and just not be in there.
Because you guys are so far behind in line.
No, it's because we were at the dealer's alley while you guys were like, "Oh, our panel starts," and then another dude sent us a picture that there was a line, so we're like, "Oh, we got to get there immediately."
Yeah, honestly, if I was there, I probably wouldn't believe that there was. I would probably think like, oh, I mean, we can take our time to get there. There's probably gonna be nobody.
Do you think like panelists get to do like the nightclub owner thing, or they get like, yeah, I know these guys, you can let them in?
Probably.
Probably, yeah. I probably could have like pulled a couple strings.
Yeah, if but the thing is,
Slip someone a 50.
But the thing is, it was just the two of you guys, so you guys had to like be on stage to set everything up. If there was like a third person, they probably could have done that.
Yeah, I think we're allowed to have like 3 actual panelists, right?
You can have as many as you want. It's just only 3 get comped.
Yeah.
Oh, so we could have had the whole crew.
Yeah, like you guys could have had.
Yeah, we could have, but that would have been awful.
You guys could have
because I
had
would
everybody.
expected them to all talk about stuff.
Yeah, you guys could have had everybody up there because that one panel had 4 people. So
I don't think I would have more people up than like would be able to like contribute in a way that's good.
not everybody's just muscle.
Yeah, you're just there to make us look good, you know.
Here's the whole staff.
Yeah, here I am, Viewertown marketing.
Hey, go over like the entire
Everybody
Viewertown like corporate corporate flow chart.
Everybody introduces themselves, and then like 5 of them do not talk at all.
Here's our sales manager.
Or VP of engineering.
Here's our photographer.
But we just basically like I hastily set up the local recording. I didn't even get a chance to test the lapel mics. We're just like
We did test them. We tested them in the morning.
Yeah, we tested them in the morning, but it's like in the room they're a little bit more echoey than I wanted. But I guess it's not like we could have done anything about that, right?
Yeah, I feel like part of it is also that we were wearing masks.
Oh yeah.
How awkward would it have been if Mighty didn't like join in?
Oh yeah. I was not originally supposed to be on this panel. I'm not even in like the written description.
It would have been rough.
Yeah,
It would've been
it
funny.
would have been really. I can't imagine how bad it would have been if there was that many people and Sorrel was just up there on his own.
It would have turned out pretty much the same, I think. If it was just me, the other guy who was going to be on the panel originally was a guy named Whistler. And he was going to go to the convention, and then he wasn't going to go. And in the period where he wasn't going to go, I appointed Mightygerm as the new co-star of the panel. And then he ended up going anyway, which isn't a huge deal. And I believe by his words, he said that it would have been horrible if he was up there instead of Germ. But if I think if it was solo Sorrel, it wouldn't have turned out too horribly.
I think it's much better.
I can directly quote our buddy. He said specifically that my and Sorrel shitpost panel would have not worked out well.
I don't think my plan is ever for it to be a shitpost though.
There's a big difference between having like one person versus 2 people.
Yeah,
like
if it was just you, because the thing is, when I was listening to the panel, there was a lot of like the back and forth made it a lot less stiff.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah, like I think that's probably one big difference is if you were by yourself, it probably just would have been like bullet point.
Yeah, you can't work the straight man comedy stick with like one person.
True.
Which I think is important, especially because like these things are by default boring, right?
Yeah.
I
I think having Germ there definitely made it a lot more. It was like informative still, but it was more like entertaining.
Edutainment.
Yeah.
Yes, you needed a viewer.
Yeah, well,
Never said it to you, but the viewer.
because you guys were complaining about the other panel being like trash or like boring.
I wasn't there.
It wasn't like trash or anything. It was just like
Well, it didn't say it. It didn't say anything.
It wasn't on topic of
It
what it
didn't
was
say-
about.
yeah.
Like from what it seemed like when you guys were like talking about it, it just didn't like say anything or like there was no personality in it.
Well, it's like, number one, it's like we're not the intended audience, right? We already know everything that we're going to say in that panel. But basically, it was about virtual idols, and they didn't talk about virtual idols until the very end, where they said something like a virtual idol is whatever you want it to be, and then it was the end. So I felt kind of like, what? I was just very confused. It just talked about like 75% of it was like just normal VTubers, which was fine if that was what the panel was supposed to be about, but it wasn't. Like, I don't know. I just didn't get it, and it really wasn't. And like most panels weren't really like funny, right?
You know, that
Most of the ones
that was a
that
big
I
point.
went to weren't really funny.
Yeah, that was a big point.
Yeah.
Where you guys tried to be funny.
Yeah,
Well,
I tried.
Well, my biggest beef with the other panel was the fact that they straight up said they didn't bother to update the slides for this con.
Yeah, that's like not something you should admit at all.
Take some pride in your work.
You can have like time like continuity errors, but like I would not admit that. So that would be a funny thing to admit, like if I did this panel at like a future con, like as though like the information would like be different at all.
Oh, it better be like you. Now this is recorded for all eternity, Sorrel. You're gonna have to come with some hot, fresh new jokes for the next one. Yeah.
Hey man, comedians repeat their jokes. Sorrel can repeat his.
Yeah, dude, you go on tour, you do your routine on a different place.
Are we gonna have like a Viewertown like world tour with all the con dates?
It's gonna be a SorrelSouffle bus.
Yeah.
It's gonna have like my PNG on the side, the one where like my mouth is open specifically. It's gonna be big on the side of the bus, like over the window and stuff. And it's gonna say in impact font on the side. It's gonna say SorrelSouffle bus.
It's gonna say Zam.
License plate will say boat. Vanity plate.
BLTE. Souffle.
It'll be like
bus
Phineas
would be
and Ferb.
awesome, dude. Let's make that real. How much money do you have, Jerm? How much is a bus?
How much money do you
I
have?
think a bus is kind of expensive.
It's not like a school bus. It's got to be one of those coach buses.
like a
that,
Vang,
Sting uses, dude.
like the Vanga Boys bus.
Yeah, like Sting or like.
Are we renting one or are we buying one?
Well,
We're
it has to
buying
be a
one.
rent. You guys have to get me to.
Just rent one of those RVs.
No, because then we have to paint the RV. We can't rent it. We gotta put Sorrel on the side, dude.
All right, we'll just get one of the.
Like a Walter White.
Right.
I was about to say get like a Winnebago or something.
You got to bring out your triple figures, your six figures out here for that bus.
Well, how else are you guys gonna get everybody to?
To Offkai,
Everyone to Offkai 2023.
Yeah, you gotta get the bus.
the coach bus. We'll pick everybody up at their house.
We're just gonna get them on, just put them on the Greyhound.
Well, it's all the way in the West Coast.
Greyhound.
We all live in like the East Coast, so
Not all of
not
us,
all of us,
but most.
we're
of
the
us.
ones in this call right now talking.
Listen,
That sucks,
I'll
dude.
just rent a private jet and they'll fly us.
That'd be awesome, dude.
We
I
make the
actually
pilot
wanna
do. Can we
I
make the
actually
pilot
have
do
that-
tricks?
I actually have a concierge that can do that.
That would actually be so tight.
I don't know how much
The
it costs.
Viewertown private jet.
Yeah, like,
Jordan, can we get the pilots to do tricks and stuff?
Yo, he
No way.
I don't wanna
spells
die.
out Viewertown in the sky.
Yes.
It's gonna have like the banner trailing behind it.
Can we put the Geico Gecko on there, even though we don't own it?
Well, we can just make up a gecko.
Yeah, we'll
No,
have a
I want the
mascot.
Geico one. He's awesome. You know, he went to Baltimore.
Wow, now these aspiring VTubers are gonna think you have money.
Yeah.
Consultant Mightygerm.
Oh no.
It,
Well, the money doesn't come from VTubing. I'll tell you that.
they're gonna,
Not yet.
you
Not
think those
yet.
guys are gonna listen to this episode?
Dude, you
Of
showed
course
me. You
not.
showed me
Of
like
course
you
not.
showed me the YouTube creator page.
You-
You said you had
well,
like 15K in ad
You
rev
shouldn't say,
for the last
well, you
month.
shouldn't say that because what if they listen? That it's just gonna sound shitty. That you said that they're not gonna listen.
Well,
You have no faith.
They can prove us wrong by commenting on Twitter.
yeah, liking and
No,
subscribing.
comment
Tell
on,
us how.
comment on the
Make
comment
sure to
on
like
the
and
YouTube
subscribe.
because that helps the algorithm. We'll comment on both sites realistically, you should do that.
Show your support for Viewertown.
Yep.
Want to show support for Viewertown? Come to an event that we're at and get an exclusive Viewertown sticker, magnet, coaster.
Oh, we're gonna have new merch next time. We're gonna have Offkai. We're gonna have a booth. Like we're gonna.
Yeah, we can probably get. We
Get
honestly can
The
probably-
Viewertown
well,
booth.
We
Come to the Viewertown booth to get a Viewertown wine cooler.
Your town koozie.
Dude, I want one of those.
Check out Viewertown After Hours for the exclusive Viewertown cocktail.
The exclusive Viewertown IPA.
Well, Offkai has like official room parties, so we could
Yeah,
have like a Viewertown bar.
Official room parties?
You guys could get that one guy that Jerm went to like a room party and there was like a guy mixing.
Oh yeah, that one guy.
Wait,
I
he
can get him
was-
to make a Viewertown
yeah,
drink.
because he was mixing VTuber.
We'll sponsor one.
He was mixing VTuber drinks.
Oh yeah, we'll sponsor one.
What would a Viewertown drink be?
Well, I don't drink, so
Old fashioned.
Old fashioned. Look at this
Alright.
old man.
it's just.
I came up with
it's
it. I
just
came up with the
moonshine.
Viewertown drink.
Does what?
You take half the vodka
You even
and then you
drink-
take
wait,
half,
you can't
half
even.
beer.
Vodka's banned.
50-50
Sorrel can't
vodka
even
beer.
buy alcohol.
Yes, I can. I'm
He can't
21.
now.
Oh, you can now.
I can buy alcohol in like every country.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Congrats! Happy birthday.
So maybe like North Korea. I can't go there yet.
That'd be awesome. Wait,
Yeah,
I'm not. I don't
go
want to
on.
make that joke.
Going to North Korea, that'd be pretty cool. It's like on the other side of the world, dude.
God, we have like veered so far off.
Yeah, that-
topic, I don't even
Don't,
remember.
don't worry about
Already
it. Wait. Before we bring it back in, the official Viewertown cocktail is some kind of mishmash of moonshine and another mixer.
Oh yeah, that makes a lot more sense.
But that's like all you guys drank over.
Just that weekend because
This
I
is-
wanted them to experience the southernness.
Yeah.
Moonshine's
Yeah, like that's all. That's all
Southern
you guys
hospitality.
drank over that weekend.
Yeah, the Australian was pissed off the moonshine.
I drank some homemade stuff.
I mean, I've had that before, but I couldn't bring it in this situation.
Yeah, you guys had like meat and stuff too.
That was yummy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have
Plus-
to make that. I can.
plus-
Oh, yo, I can make that now. I'm old enough.
Plus the finest Brazilian cocktails VC can
finest.
offer.
Shout out to Brazil.
Yeah, shout outs to Big Brazil.
Big
They
up to
treated us well that
Brasilia.
night. Oh man.
Uh,
So about the panel. Oh yeah, another thing about the panel that I was not expecting was the amount of questions. There was a fair amount of Q&A.
yeah, you guys had like what, like 10 minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
there's like
they went
a
overtime.
literal line formed for Q&A.
Usually it does.
Yeah, but then like also I was talking to people while I was leaving, getting out the stage, and then also like I'm pretty sure that people got mad at us, like they wanted to kick us out because we were still answering questions like way after the panels ended.
I was just talking to people. They didn't even ask me questions. They were just like saying, "Hey, I'm this person. I already follow you on Twitter." That
Number
was
one source.
nuts.
Oh yeah, there was someone there who already knew who I was, which was also very surprising.
Yeah, there were like people who I had like interacted with on Twitter. I asked if I could say who they were. So I will. They said yes. The VTubers Hannah May and Vampire Bunny, Vampire with a Y. Bunny were both there, and I already like followed or been followed by both of them. And that was like kind of nuts to me that people like I'd interacted with before were like there who like I hadn't like known at all.
I have to say that the people asked questions very, very great questions. I was glad to meet them, especially everyone was very friendly that came up and talked to me afterwards. It just made me feel that it was worth doing all this work, you know.
Yeah.
That really taught some people or just made them have a good time, hopefully.
How would you have felt if that completely bombed and like
Well, like there's like two people there, and like we know them already.
Two people, like no.
Hey, you would have had at least 8
well,
or 9.
actually, no. If you had like you had like two people, then you just don't try. But you only.
Yeah.
But what are you?
Yeah, I
Then
would've
my
just, like,
own
started,
then
like,
my own boys
ranting
had
about
abandoned
stuff.
me at that
Yeah.
point.
like at two people that you don't try. But if you only had like, what?
Let's say 30 was like the minimum I was expecting, just
Yeah.
given the
Really, you were expecting 30?
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say 30 sounds more than what I was expecting.
No, because like given number one, there's 40,000 people at Otakon, right? Like, there's a fair amount of VTuber cosplayers, right? There's just gonna be like there's just so many people there. There's gonna be at least 30 of 40,000 people who are interested in coming to this, right? Like it's hard to believe the number would be lower than that.
Yeah, that's true.
Especially considering like 10 of them were us or people we knew.
Yeah, you guys had like a decent amount of people that you knew. So
Right. So yeah, I would find it hard to believe it was less than 30. Also, given how many people were at the other VTuber panel, which was in like a much worse time slot.
And it was in a smaller room too, wasn't it?
Yeah, but not like a ton.
Not that much smaller.
Yeah.
yeah, the room still seemed the room when I saw the photos, it seemed like a pretty standard. Like
Yeah, it was like
panel.
the most common size panel room. There's like a couple of them. There's a couple bigger than that, and there's like two smaller than it. So it was like the medium sized panel room. Yeah,
The
and
large
also-
panel room is real large.
yeah, it's dry. It's like twice the size, and that's actually where the other kind of VTuber adjacent panel was, where they were doing some like the VR 3D modeling thing, which was kind of like a Vroid kind of. It was just where you could. It was called like Make Avatar, I believe. But it wasn't for VTubing. It was more of like for like a VR chat or like entertainment sort of application.
Maybe I'll scab the CEO and ask him to make me a model of using that.
Yeah, you should promote it.
The
Get us
CEO
that- get
of
us
this
the-
company, Gugenka, is on Skeb for those who don't know. I mean, I'm sure most people don't know this company. They made Miku Land, the VR Hatsune Miku theme park, and like a bunch of experiences for like various animes and stuff that are in VR.
Oh yeah. They seem very, very well versed in the like anime CGI space. And they're trying to like branch out into like the entertainment space, I guess.
Yeah,
I am not that familiar with the especially like the Japanese side of things, but it did look very interesting.
I've never worn VR in my life, so I wouldn't know anything.
Were there any other panels you went to, Sorrel, that were particularly interesting?
I went to the Toshio Furukawa panel and I roped a bunch of our group into going because I thought they were going to show the scene where Ace and Luffy shake hands, but they didn't show that. And it was just Toshio Furukawa telling people how to laugh in different ways for an hour. It was a very bizarre experience because he did the same panel in the past, and that's what he did. He showed like a scene, and people would like dub the scene. So I have no idea like what changed in like the plot of this panel because the original idea was really good, but it was just like a bunch of like really like a bunch of nerds doing like laughs badly, more or less.
Well, I mean, I feel like most voice actor panels are like that.
Yeah, and they're supposed to, they're going to be like that to have fun, right?
Yeah, but it was very weird. It was only laughing. He didn't like teach anything else.
Yeah, I mean,
I guess because emoting is like a big thing you can get through with laughter, but
plus they were, it was Japanese too, so there's the limit to
Yeah.
how much, just conversation you can do. But did you have fun? Did you have a good time at the panel?
no, because I was kind of like disappointed, and it was very loud. I kind of got overstimulated.
Did your feet hurt as well?
Did my feet hurt? No, it was on Sunday. My feet were fine.
The joke went right over your head.
I can tell you about a good panel. That trigger panel was really good. I enjoyed it. It was actually one of the few panels I bothered to look at.
What, the one where they show the cyberpunk thing?
Yeah, the one they showed the screening of Cyberpunk 2077 episode 1. It was really
I wanted to get into that one, but it was full.
Was
Yeah.
Kano in it?
good. I have no clue what you're talking about.
Keanu.
Kano Reeves?
No, not probably later. Probably
Chungus?
later.
Well, they didn't.
He's not an episode 1 character, bro.
Well, the
Fortnite?
thing is, he didn't return to do the DLC, so maybe they only got him to like. It's very specific.
They spent all their
I mean, you
sublet
don't
blocks
even
in
meet
that
him
one
until
go.
later in the game anyway.
Yeah, Well,
I don't know anything.
yeah, I played that game and I'm like blanking.
That was a game I sussed out that it would be like horrible, like 2 years before it came out.
I mean, I'm lying right now because you meet him like after the intro. But
Yeah.
but
He
this
doesn't-
isn't you aren't the first. You aren't. It's not like a first person thing. Like you're not the protagonist.
Yeah, like
you just
his
exist in the world.
whole gimmick is that you can only see him when he's in it.
Exactly. Yeah. So this wouldn't be about him anyway. But it had a lot of the elements of the game or the board game, if you're more familiar with that. And if you don't know the lore, you would be lost totally.
Yeah, I have not touched Cyberpunk, so I'd probably for the best thing in it.
Yeah, you would not be able to acknowledge why the trauma team did not care about that character or the voodoo boy at the end or any of that kind of stuff.
Huge spoilers.
Spoilers.
Also, I wanted to see the Macross panel, but I ended up having to spend more time on the presentation, so I couldn't make it for that one.
Poor Mightygerm.
Yes, this many cases where this happens. I just put myself in these situations.
Oh, I went to the manga gamer panel.
What were they showing there?
Games with boobs and stuff, and like guys that kiss each other and stuff. It was alright, I guess.
Very descriptive.
That's basically all it was.
Sorry, manga gamer. I'll get my dojins from DL site.
I don't think I've ever played any of the games that they have.
Then why did you go?
Because everyone else was going.
Oh, okay. Peer pressure. Got it.
I just didn't want to be alone, and I wanted to go back in the con for a little bit.
I feel like I hadn't spent as much time like at the con as I did in the past. And again, it might just be completely different since it's been quite a long time since I've been at Otakon. And the situation is also completely different as well. So that comparison meant absolutely nothing at all. Do you think that the con, I know we like kind of touched on this earlier, but do you think it was like a good environment for VTubing fandom and stuff like that, like Otakon? Because I felt like we had a good amount of, there's a decent amount of cosplayers, but not as many as I would expect for such a large con.
Yeah.
Obviously not many panels at all. Obviously not like any sort of like announcements or big corporate presence, especially compared to something like AX. It didn't seem like Otakon was that.
I think this is like a weird thing. So I'm gonna get into this as someone who's like been around people in the cosplay space. People in the cosplay space like cosplay stuff that like gets them a lot of attention and stuff, and usually that's like things that are really trendy.
Flavor of the month.
Yeah, like there was like this is not like there's nothing wrong with doing this, but like there's like a bajillion like spy family cosplays. And I don't think that's actually necessarily that kind of cosplay, but I think the cosplay scene generally follows trends, and Hololive is kind of like outside of the trend a little bit.
Yeah, like I want to say that people will know VTubers because there's just so much art of them, but it's not like anime where you just start watching it. You don't just start watching Hololive streamers at like episode 1.
Yeah,
Right,
it's
right.
kind of more of an investment.
Also, it makes one thing it does make you think. It makes you recalibrate of the popularity. If you've been in this scene too long, you might have a skewed perception of how popular VTubers really are, which they really aren't.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I mean,
I
I don't blame people because you'll see people stream to like 40, 50,000 people. That's a lot of people, but that's like over the whole world.
9,000.
Yeah, that's globally.
Yeah.
Though.
Yeah, they're like a minority within even just like streaming period, right?
Yeah, like there's only like a few people really getting those numbers as well.
Yeah, it's pretty early in the VTubing industry overall still, especially when you talk about the West.
But
Right.
you guys,
So it still feels like a niche hobby a little bit.
You guys said you did see a fair amount.
I mean, we saw a fair amount in like the dealers hall and some of the artist alley, I guess. But you know,
I saw
obviously they're going to try to cater to it because you know the art's a lot more popular than watching VTubers sometimes.
I saw enough people cosplaying VTubers that I gave them enough stickers advertising the podcast that I ran out of the stickers that Jerem gave me.
Yeah, this man went up to every Hololive cosplayer to give them. They even necessarily talk about the panel every time. Just said, "Listen to Viewertown." What a legend! What a bro! You should have someone out there just like working the line for you. Brought a tear to my eye.
Like fishing for me?
Yes, it means fishing.
So I come home to like a nice bass meal?
Where you basically like you're like cold approaching people saying, you know, here's Viewertown.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Well, he had good cause considering it was just the VTuber cosplayers.
Plus having absolutely no fear and no shame at all.
Mm-hmm. I don't really care. I'm never gonna see these people again.
Yeah, see that's exactly the perspective I've had.
You can be like a total like psycho freak.
Oh,
and, like, it doesn't matter that much as long as like you don't get in trouble.
Speaking of cosplays, you guys like you guys did see like one relatively small streamer get cosplay, right?
I'm sorry.
Sorrel.
What? Are you okay?
I swallowed my pretzel goldfish wrong.
Nice.
Oh, all right. So this we might have the first Viewertown like CPR live on stream.
The first Viewertown fatality.
First
Would you
Viewertown
still put it
for
out if I
funeral.
died there? Would you still put it out?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
It'd be
yeah,
legendary.
of course, man.
Would
Do
you
you think I'm
include the
gonna
audio of like my
record this
parents
again?
coming in and like screaming and crying and stuff?
Dude, that's the extended cut.
Yeah. If we were
Then go to the Patreon for that one.
No, we'll just clip it. That'd be a great clip moment
yeah, we'll put it on TikTok.
VTuber dies on a podcast.
on a viewer podcast.
Damn.
His parents' cries will shock you.
How it happened. You'll be surprised how it happened. If you died to like a
You
if
won't believe how this VTuber died on our podcast.
Yeah, and it wouldn't be clickbait. I would not believe that you died to a like, what is it, a pretzel?
Yeah, pretzel stuck in the throat.
Yeah, who's
Dangerous.
you guys did see like a small VTuber get cosplay, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Maybe,
We saw like
maybe.
a Pippa one.
Yeah, Pippa.
Yeah, Pippa one.
I want to say we saw something else. I just can't think of it.
No,
at the
everything
moment.
else was mostly Hololive.
Yeah.
And we saw a whole, well, at least I saw a whole Niji Sanji group. Like there was a Mista, a Vox, and a couple others.
Mista's and Passione. He's not Niji Sanji.
Yeah, unfortunately, I wasn't able to make it to the VTuber photo shoot, which you would think there would be the most of them. But I don't even think it was that big.
No, there was I think there was like like at least 2,000 people from the pictures I saw.
I mean, I can Otakon VTuber. I could find it.
You have everything searchable.
But what else do you guys want to talk about?
Well, I mean, that was I think we covered most of the con stuff.
Yeah, because
Other than like our few.
you guys checked out kind of like halfway through the con, I think.
Yeah, that was mostly because of like a combination of the crowding and the heat, plus just like the lack of. Again, I was there mostly just for the VTubing related stuff, so there really wasn't a lot for me to do. Like I perused the artist alley and the dealer hall a couple times. Nothing really. I had stuff I wanted to get if I saw it, but didn't really see much of it.
Yeah, bro, I was just hanging out. I met a deadbeat just randomly.
Oh yeah,
Was it
there's
Deadbeat?
A deadbeat at our table that we randomly sat down at. He was cool.
Oh, that guy. Yeah.
Yeah, that guy was cool.
Because there's a bunch of people with the official Deadbeat T-shirts.
the official Demon Dice apparel.
Yeah, Demon Dice, Karen.
But yeah, and again, that part just kind of reminded me of why I like being at cons. It's just like, hey, we just sat down with a random person, we just talked to them for an hour, right? Just get their different perspective and everything like that.
He just happened to watch VTubers.
Yeah. Maybe he could tell that you
Guess
guys.
who gave him a
Maybe he
sticker?
could tell that you guys were VTuber fans also.
I mean, we're talking about it at the table.
well,
Yeah.
Yeah, he probably said, yeah, that's like something like college kind of thing where you hear somebody talking about it, so you sit next to them.
So, esteemed panelist SorrelSouffle, what are the next conventions do you plan on attending?
I might go to MagFest or KatsuCon, and I'll try to apply for a panel for them. But their venue doesn't really have any rooms that can do panels, so they don't have very many panels, and they're not known for panels at all.
Even
But MagFest
Katsu?
might be good for what?
You in Katsu?
I mean, Katsu's the exact same venue as MagFest.
Well, Matt, you'd be surprised what kind of panels you can get at MagFest. You can definitely.
What does that mean?
I know some guys who got like a really terrible panel, like an actual shitpost panel on there. So maybe they stepped their selection up, but honestly,
I wouldn't know.
honestly, you probably could.
I haven't been to a panel at either.
You probably could
so.
apply. Well, the funny thing is that they had like 2 panels on this topic. So I feel like if you applied for a VTuber panel, you'd probably get it just because.
Okay, I'll give that a shot then.
Yeah.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah, I mean, it can't hurt. It
Really?
can't hurt. That's what happened with this one, and I'm pretty sure Otakon is considered fairly big. So
I like to be a viewer next time though.
I
is that
would also
allowed,
like to
Sorrel?
do Offkai. If I can.
Offkai's just a given.
I'm sure I can get in, and if I can't make it there, I can always do virtual because they do that there.
There's no
Which would
way, man.
suck. I
don't
We're,
get to
flying,
meet
we're flying you.
people,
We're
but-
flying you in.
You'll have the Viewertown sponsorship.
Yeah,
Do I get
you'll
first
be on the
class?
Viewertown
Do I get to
jet.
have the
yeah,
cool
we just talked
chairs
about the
at
jet,
least?
dude.
Yeah, I was actually looking at private jet prices.
You're
Can
insane.
we sip
You
like
are so
martinis on
crazy.
there? Can we have
mean-
martinis or like mimosas or whatever?
Yes.
All
Yes, we
right,
will.
that's a verbal contract. I'll have you know.
Hey, these small jets are only like $3K an hour.
Dude,
You
it's
know
like
how many
6
hours
to get
across
from
the
East Coast to
country is?
West.
Well, probably not. Depending on where you're going, probably jets are kind of fast, dude.
The
Jets are
other
kinda
side of the
fast.
continent?
What else?
Oh.
I don't know, dude. I went from the East Coast to Denver, and that was still like 4 hours, and that was a straight shot.
It's like 6 hours, I think.
I
From
can't believe we're like even considering.
Yeah, this is well. I mean,
You're
it's,
freaking it up like it's real.
well, it's like Pat.
this is like his idea too. We didn't like tell him to do this.
Yeah, this is past the 1 hour mark, so anything
Oh
goes.
jeez. Okay. Oh yeah. I'm like okay.
Well,
Uncle
anything
Gorilla.
went like
Uncle
like 20 minutes
Grandpa.
ago, but
Hey guys, it's me, Uncle Grandpa. That's how you sound right now, dude.
Sorry, I'm just yawning. It's past my bedtime.
this
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, thanks for coming to Viewertown.
the first ever 4-person episode.
Yes, and maybe the last one.
Yeah,
But I like
you don't
everyone-
Like this diversity. We're so diverse right now.
I talked.
Yeah.
Well, I talked more than I thought I would this episode.
I'd like to remind everyone, thanks for listening to us to the audio feed and subscribing and watching us on YouTube as well.
Plug your.
Um,
Make sure the two guys plug their stuff as well.
yes. And go ahead, Sorrel and Lucy, go ahead and plug your stuff.
You can find me on twitter.com/SorrelSouffle and twitch.tv/SorrelSouffle. SorrelSouffle.
The links will be in the description.
The links.
Find me on SoundCloud because Twitch doesn't matter. But also find me on Twitter.
Dude, you're a VTuber on SoundCloud?
Yeah, dude. I'm
That's,
a VTuber
that's
on
unexplored
SoundCloud. That's
territory,
crazy.
dude.
You have a mixtape?
Yeah, dude. I have mixtapes on mixtapes. It's called the Strictly Silver Sessions. Tune in. Another one's releasing next Monday.
Oh my god.
What
on
you
here
said?
too
Well, you
long.
said next Monday, but I think this episode.
It doesn't matter which Monday. It's gonna be a Monday, so it's cool.
This
It's
episode-
It's always a
Monday.
always a Monday, baby.
Thanks everyone, and we will see you again in 2 weeks on the next episode of
2 years.
Viewertown.
Bye.